Hey, this is Matthew from Nerd News Today. Welcome back to another statue review. And once again, it's another piece we've got from Diamond Select, but this time it's part of their DC Gallery line. This is a PVC figure diorama of Catwoman. Now, this is Catwoman based more on her modern look. This is kind of what she's running around wearing these days. And a lot of folks want her in the skin-tight black leather outfit that she had from Batman Returns. Well, guess what? You actually can get the Batman Returns one. Maybe one day we'll get that piece as well. We'll do a review of her. And they've made several different Catwoman statues, of course, over time. But for now, we're looking at this one, which just came out fairly recently. Again, as I mentioned, based on the most current appearance of Selina Kyle. Let's take a look at this box first. So you can see now the sides, front. They have nice big windows so you can get a peek into the packaging. We also have, of course, the Diamond Select sunroof so that Catwoman can get a tan. I like the little cat logo here especially too. That's pretty cute. I don't even know if that's actually her logo or not, but I don't care. I just kind of like how it looks. And on the back of the box here, we have a pretty short little bio, but it's a good, decent bio, explaining to us who Catwoman is. And it also lets us know that this statue was designed by Sean Knapp and sculpted by James Marsano. We also get a nice comparison picture of Catwoman in her outfit, along with the image of the prototype. And I gotta say, just looking at this image here, the prototype, versus what I'm seeing on the inside, I think there's gonna be a little bit of a disparity between those two. That's pretty common, but the question is gonna be how much of a difference has changed in the quality from pre-production into production with this final piece here. So I think really the only thing we can do now is take our Catwoman out of the box and take a look at her from all angles. And here is our Catwoman out of the packaging, looking actually pretty good. You know, the gloss and the shine that's on that plastic, it really kind of made the figure lose a little bit of its detail, and that made it look not as interesting to me. But now that we've actually gotten her out of the packaging, I gotta say it's a much stronger piece than expected. So the number one thing we have to talk about with this Catwoman piece, aside from her cleavage, we'll get to that, is the head sculpt. And does this look like a Catwoman? I go with yes. I think it's a pretty good looking Catwoman face there. I don't know if I agree with the color of the goggles though, because I think I'm used to seeing those goggles being more of a purple shade, but I don't know. I feel like they've just changed color around time. Maybe I'm just making up the purple because that's just what I've seen or that's what I think it is in my head. The face sculpt is actually very nice. It's a very pretty head sculpt, and it's also got a really nice expression to it. It's, you know, a lot of times we've complained about the female characters having kind of blank expressions. This one is, you know, still not the most expressive, but it does have a little bit of a coy feel to it, and that's helped by the eyes as well as the mouth. Her mouth is kind of, you know, the corners of her mouth and her cheeks are kind of like turning, not quite into a smile, like, you know, a Cheshire Cat style smile, but there's some kind of expression happening. The eyes are looking at something or someone. So she's plotting something in her head. There is some kind of story involved with this piece, which I like. And, you know, it is a little bit better than a lot of their female figures we looked at, because again, their faces just tend to often be just very one note, blah, nothing to them. But this Catwoman actually has some stuff going on in her face, which I can appreciate. The helmet is kind of cute too. I love the little cat ears on it. Can never go wrong with cat ears on anything really, can you? Now the outfit is also pretty nice, and I'd say it's pretty close to comics accurate, or close enough to what she wears these days. It's kind of, I don't think, like meant to be a one-for-one comic adaptation from, you know, book to statue form. I think they kind of did their own thing, but it looks really nice. It has a really good gloss to it. It's very shiny, so it gives that kind of leathery look to it. It looks kind of black, but it's actually, you know, this whole piece here, it's got a little bit of a purple color going on into it. It's got some purple tones in there, so it's not just a ebony kind of black there, or onyx kind of black to it. There's some shades of purple, so there's some actual color going on in this piece that, again, you don't really see as well in the packaging. And even with that prototype picture, you can kind of get hints of it, but it doesn't do it justice. Once you actually get Catwoman out of the box, you're gonna see a lot more of the color on this piece, which is very good. Makes it stand out a lot more than just that you might be used to seeing with her, let's say, Batman Returns Catwoman outfit or other similar Catwoman statues. As for the anatomy of the piece, well, she's kind of busting out, as you can see there. It's kind of hard to miss that, in fact. She's got quite a bit of cleavage there. I know that's going to be definitely making a lot of her fan base happy. Does she actually need to have all that cleavage there? Well, that's a tough one. I kind of feel like not necessarily in this scene here. You know, she's on some kind of a cat head statue. Maybe she's in a museum somewhere. I don't know if it really fits the story of what this piece is going after, because I feel like she'd be zipped up if she was about to actually steal something. But here she is just kind of hanging out on some very large and probably expensive looking artifact, and she's just letting it all hang out. So I don't know if it really fits. It looks nice, I guess, if that's what you want though. And there's some at least realistic kind of fabric stuff happening here with her boobs managing to somehow pull down this skin tight fabric, go figure. But it's fine for what it is. That's what you're looking for with a Catwoman statue. Otherwise, the anatomy looks pretty fine to me. The one thing that kind of stands out a little bit is, though, her butt. And I feel like this is a little bit bigger than it should be here. I mean, yeah, I'm going to say that bubble butt's a little too onion booty for the anatomy of the rest of this piece here. And it's one thing to say that she's got thick, muscular legs, which in the case that we see in this illustration and with Catwoman portrayed, she's usually shown as being much more sleek and slimmer. Whereas this Catwoman here, she don't want none unless she's got some bun, hun, and she got plenty here. Again, don't know if it really fits the tone of the piece, but you know, if you're someone looking for like a really sexual kind of Catwoman statue, then I'm sure this is nailing all the marks to you right now. She has her Catwoman whip tied around her waist. That's also really nice. It's got some good texture to it. And again, the base, I think the base is probably my favorite part of the statue. In fact, it's just kind of like Egyptian style cat head. Got like gold earrings on it. There's some hieroglyphics on the bottom of the base here. Yeah, the base itself, definitely my favorite part of this piece here so far. I almost wish I could just pull her off and use like the cat head for other dioramas or something. So as for the paint application across this thing, like you've seen it so far in this review, and there's really nothing to complain about with Paint App. This is super duper clean. You know, if I was gonna give this a rating of any kind, I would give this probably a 9.5. I don't know if I give it a perfect 10 because there's little nitpicks here and there, but it's dangerously close to a 10. And that's saying a lot because normally we'll find things. Oh yeah, we'll find plenty of things to complain about with these pieces, but not really seeing much to complain about here with this Catwoman. The gold effect is also very nice, very weathered. It looks kind of realistic. Looks like it's an aged piece of whatever kind of material this is, whether it is gold or stone or something else. The leather itself has that kind of nice gloss to it that makes it look shiny and more realistic and leathery. Her catsuit, for lack of a better term, has a very nice glossy sheen to it. Now that could be like it's some kind of really shiny leather. It could be some kind of just spandex. I don't quite know what we want to call this material here to be precise to what she's wearing. But the colors look good for it as well. Textures look good. The boots are also a different shade and I think a little bit more glossy as well. They kind of shine a lot more. They kind of pop as well. So, you know, very good choices of colors here. I'm very happy that this whole costume isn't this exact color of the boot, that there is purple in this. There's a lot going on. I like that this is a piece that's kind of dark, but still has some color to it. Really, I think the biggest complaint I have is probably the cleavage, mostly because I don't know if it fits this pose, but you know, if you're going for more of like a cover girl kind of look and you want a more sexy Catwoman, then yeah, this is totally your kind of thing. For me, I kind of prefer my female characters to actually be active and doing something. So if they're gonna be showing all this TNA, I want it to actually make sense and work within the story of the piece. So that's just one of my main protests for this piece here. But otherwise, gotta say, for Batman fans and especially Catwoman fans, this is a very good statue. And again, it's also, you can see here in my hand, it's, well, very light, but besides that, it's also fairly small. So this would fit nicely into anybody's collection. This is priced at $50, and I think it's a really great entry-level piece for Batman, Catwoman fans, DC Comics fans. And what makes it especially attractive is the fact that it is not that big. I mean, and for point of reference, you know, here is my Samsung Droid phone, my Galaxy S9 Plus. That's how big the S9 Plus looks with this statue here. So, you know, it's not a very big piece, but it's a real perfect size to put on like a shelf somewhere or a desk. It's not gonna take up a lot of real estate, and I think that makes it a very extra good piece. So at the end of the day, I'm giving this Catwoman statue a fairly high recommendation. I think there's not gonna be too many people out there who are gonna mind the cleavage issue as much as me, most likely. And besides, again, and her butt being fairly large, that I think is really out of scale with the rest of her body. Aside from that, I still think it's a very good piece. I'd give this maybe a fairly high 8, maybe 8.5 out of 10 overall. It's a good looking piece. I think if you're a Catwoman fan, you're gonna really want this one as well. So there you guys have it. That is our Diamond Select DC Gallery PVC figure diorama statue of Catwoman. If you want to pick the statue up for yourself, you can use our Amazon affiliate links in the description below, or visit Diamond Select's website and order it directly from them. And if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see all of the other stuff that we do here on Nerd News Today. And until next time, I'm Matthew, be safe, and meow.